Hello everyone, this is Haroldo Machado. Welcome to our new video of short Portuguese lessons. This one, we are going to talk about verbs conjugation. This is a very important topic about the language. So some languages, they don't deal with conjugation, some others do. Some languages, they have like more complex structures of verbs conjugation, and some others, they are simpler. So in this case, we're going to discuss, like to compare with English, since we are talking in English here, so we're speaking English. English has a very simple form of conjugation, and Portuguese is not the most complex of the languages, but also we have verbs conjugation in a more complex way. So we'd like to discuss this and to let you guys understand how it works. So in this case, we are going to show like the first conjugation. What is a conjugation? It's like when you put a verb in a flexible way. So if you compare a verb, like any verb, let's take an example like to speak. So the verb for to speak is falar. So whenever you see this form, in English, for example, you say to speak, to eat, to work. So I have this to in front of it, which means the infinitive form. This is where you get like the natural form of the verb. In Portuguese, these verbs will end with AR, ER, IR, or OR. So these are the forms of the infinitive of every single verb. So we have like falar, comer, trabalhar. So all of these verbs, they end with R, and this means they are in the infinitive form. When it comes to talk about people, for example, if you say, oh, to speak, falar. So this is this, as I said, the natural form, the single form. But if you're talking about a person, if I am saying, for example, I speak, then it's a different form. So you say that in English, it never changes. Okay, it does change when you say he speaks, she speaks. So you see the S, this is kind of a flexible conjugation that we have in English. So in Portuguese, you have more than that. So that's why we're going to discuss this today. So for example, if you have like falar, to speak. If I say I speak, I would say eu falo. So look at that. Falar, to speak. Eu falo, I speak. So you say, I speak English. Eu falo inglês. Okay, eu falo. So you have to change. And when you change the ending, you also change pronunciation. This is a different topic, but yes, we have to change the way you stress the word, you emphasize. And what if I ask, do you speak? I say, você fala? So let me say, do you speak Portuguese? Você fala português? So you see, eu falo, você fala. And what's going on here? We have the conjugations. This is what we call conjugation. So it's very important for you guys to understand the way it goes. So every single person they're talking, you're using the conjugation. So every single verb, if you say eu, you have to follow the verb's conjugation or the verb conjugation for eu. So for example, the verb falar, it's eu falo. And there is a pattern here. So let's look at other verbs ending with R, like falar, trabalhar, estudar. Whenever you see eu falo, I speak. If you think about I work, eu trabalho. If you think about I study, eu estudo. So look what happens. We have the AR of the ending of the verb, and then we drop it, and we add the O. So this is the present tense, okay? What about you, for example? You speak, você fala. You work, você trabalha. You study, você estuda, and so on. So this means that for regular verbs, what I mean is they belong to the standard, like to the pattern. They follow these endings. Okay, so you don't have to learn verb by verb, but you have to learn their patterns. And then you reproduce that to other verbs that you learn. So if you get like a new verb, brand new verb ending with AR, you just do the same. Drop the AR and add the O if you're talking about eu. Okay, and drop the AR and add the A if you're talking about você. So let's look at the table just for you guys to see. We have like eu falo, você fala. Nós falamos, this is we speak. Okay, and vocês, you guys, you plural, vocês falam. So you see what happens with the endings here? So that's what we have, okay, for every single verb ending with AR. Then we have another pattern for ER, another table, and also for IR. This is just for you guys to understand how it goes, how it works regarding conjugations, because this is what you have to do. You have to think about that. So I'm talking about, he, like he speaks. So what's the conjugation for he speaks? You have to look at the table. So whenever you have like a verbs table book or, like a website that helps with conjugation, look at the conjugation for ele, which is he. He speaks. And you see that he speaks is like ele fala. So it repeats, just like você fala, ele fala. So you see, actually you don't have to learn like all the persons in the table. You don't have to learn like every single one. You just learn the one for eu, which is unique. Eu falo, eu trabalho, eu estudo. The one for você, you. Você fala, você trabalha, você estuda. And then this will repeat for ele, ela, a gente, so he, she, or we informal. It will repeat. So then you get the conjugation from there. When it comes to other tenses, let's say past, simple past, or future, we have different tables, but the pattern will be the same. One conjugation for eu, one conjugation for você, one conjugation for nós, and one conjugation for vocês, you guys. And that's where you start from. Start from there and start learning conjugations by tense and by pattern. So don't worry about the irregular verbs at first, because the irregular verbs, they will be learned one by one. So if we get some irregular verbs like ter, fazer, querer, saber, these are some verbs that they are irregular, which means you have to learn their conjugation one by one. But that's a different story and that's a different lesson, okay? Thank you very much. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Obrigado e até mais!